What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 25 of my Total Warhammer 3 Drycha Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have taken the Oak of Ages right in the middle of the Azuray territories. We are still at war with Talzin and are not yet, but will be soon, at war with both Vidrioth and Torgavon as well. All of these trees will be given us, judging by the Waterfall Palace, about 3,000 gold apiece. Speaking of gold, it looks like there might be a bug with the Oak of Ages. Either that, or as somebody suggested in the comments of the last episode, maybe it's the next turn, but there's a 10% upkeep for all armies reduction that it's supposed to be giving us. And at tier 5, or I guess those aren't really tiers, but you know what I mean, it's supposed to give us 20% upkeep, which A is insane, but B would be really unfortunate if it doesn't work, because we checked our money last episode, and as soon as we took the yoke, our income didn't change at all, really, or our, the upkeep didn't really change. We're gonna have to keep an eye on it. So our army upkeep right now is 29k. Let's see what it is next turn, because 10% is pretty darn significant. Yeah. Anyway, I believe we've done pretty much everything last episode, or at the end, that we have to, minus two things. First of all, Drycha. We do want you to take the Shattered Stone Bay, but now I'm thinking maybe we don't want you to take it yourself, by virtue of the fact that it's full of plagues. And what we could do is have you, especially since we don't need to sack it, we could have you stand outside while we have another temporary lord take care of it. And I know that's a little bit annoying to have all of these temporary lords, annoying in the sense that there are already so many of them, but, well, you know. Let's get, let's say, another Blight of Terrors. Yeah, we can always use more Lore of Lives. So yeah, let's get another Isalal on the field. Now we're at 12k per turn loss, but on the other hand, it's not so bad. We certainly have the money to spend right now. I also want to double check... Oh, right. Well, I guess we could get Pit of Shades and stuff. I wanted to double check whether we can actually go for Perenniality, or not Perenniality, Quartermaster with Drycha. And it feels like maybe. It really depends on whether we go straight through to Arcane Conduit or not. Yeah, we can ignore the rest of this. And it also depends on whether we want to ignore Endurance of the Oak or Impenetrable Bark. And Drycha's been a pretty good fighter so far. It would unfortunately take 2 points extra to get to Quartermaster, which is a little bit of a loss, but her army isn't all that cheap at 4k, and I think one of the things with the Wood Elves, or, yeah, but with the Wood Elves in general, is the fact that you really want Quartermaster in pretty much every single army, because your empire is literally limited by a very, very small number of settlements. You just can't get enough money, and I suppose you can get a bunch of ports and get 100 money per port via Azuray lookouts or whatever, but honestly that's kind of dumb and I don't want to deal with it. They're just too annoying to defend. The fact that you can't build proper garrisons there is just meh. Anyway, we've got that temporary lord now, and now our army upkeep is at 30k, 30.8. Okay, let's see if that is the same next turn. And before we go to next turn, we want to go to Azuray Forge here. Wait. No, we don't. We probably want to upgrade you. Okay, ignore the Azuray Forge. Okay, ignore everything here then. What we can do, though, is take out you two. Or you three. Because you're not going to be in this army, and all of these forces are going to be transferred, so you will not be needed anymore. There we go. Now we're at 3,300. 30,300. Let's see if that changes. Unassigned skill points we're going to skip, double checking the rest of the stuff, and it doesn't look like we gotta move anybody. Ooh. Diplomacy, though. Defenders of the Great Plan, Non-Aggression Pact, I don't really care about that. Ooh, we can trade with them, though. And with Kurun, and with the Great Orthodoxy. Maybe there is value to trading with these two. I mean, if we resurrect the Great Orthodoxy and use them as a defender against the northern stuff, once again, we could give everything to Vlad, but if Vlad gets too much stuff, I fear that the AI just won't be able to handle an empire that big. If the Great Orthodoxy survives, maybe we just give it to, give some territory back to Castalton. And honestly, maybe Drycha would recognize his vengefulness and allow him to live by virtue of that. Let's try it. Do we want to take his money? We don't really need his money. And he probably needs it himself. Just take it, buddy. Oh wait, how much would it cost for a non-aggression pact? 6k. Okay, we're not giving you 6k. That's for sure. Yeah, just have the trade agreement. Alrighty, and we can still do the trade agreement with Kurun. Eatane also nearly wants another trade agreement. They're the ones that cancelled it. We could obviously pay them for this, but honestly, at 100 gold, it's probably not worth our time or effort. Let's do this here, and you can keep your money as well, Lewin. See if you survive out there, buddy. And you know what, screw it, just get the trade agreement with the Defenders of the Great Plan as well. I'll do military access. I'm gonna hold off with the non-aggression pact, though, because what if these guys, or one of the other Cathian factions, decides to declare war on them? And we'll take their money. We'll see if they survive. They've been fighting with the Cathians for a while, and they probably don't like each other all that much, although, interestingly enough, their dislike of each other isn't that bad. Maybe they'll let each other go. We'll see. We'll just do... You know what? Just do the trade agreement. Don't even do military access. It's not like we need to move through their territories unless we want to go up here and deal with the Jiangxi rebels, but I think we'll leave our allies to deal with that. Like so. Alrighty, and I believe that is it for diplomacy. We're certainly not peacing out with anybody. Let's end the turn. We're now losing 11,000 gold per turn, which is a pretty penny. But what can you do? It's only temporarily. Let's see if our upkeep changes. Yes. Alrighty, northern provinces, western provinces, Eatane, Avalorn, Yvresse. Okay, none of them are cancelling any agreements or anything. I also just saw, I think, a win for the Jiangxi rebels, unless I'm mistaken back there. Balthazar Gelt wants to peace out, but no, that's not going to happen. I do have to wonder whether Vlad will be willing to peace out with him. Alright. Can anybody else attack us? I don't think so. Which means we can get back to taking the offensive. Lovely. Alrighty, Wa fails for the Broken Axe. The tech has been researched, and our upkeep stays exactly the same as it is. Huh. Maybe the Great Tree is bugged. Or the Great Oak, rather. Well, it's unfortunate if it is. But what can you do? Alrighty, Daretok, you're going to move into the jungles of Qian, and you're going to stay there until this is up and until you build yourself 1 or 2 forest dragons. Maybe we'll go with 1 for now, because they're really quite expensive. But, no, then again... Nah, we're gonna go with 2. I want 2 dragons for the Air Force. It's not like we can get a regiment of renown of dragons, so... We'll leave that as it is. We could keep you building Malevolent Treekin if we wanted to, but do we want to? I'm not sure there's any reason to. Oh, we also gotta get an army at some point with a bunch of Zotes in it, eh? And the fact that they have Dampen, that's actually interesting. Get a bunch of Zotes with the Dampen on a lord that has the Resplendence of Luminescence and the spell resistance reduction. In combination with Dampen. Could be a nice combination there. We shall see. Alrighty. Next up, Drycha. You... Oh, you can reach Shattered Stone Bay, whereas I'm guessing Isilal cannot. But we should probably raise it for the extra... health, which will probably give Drycha the plague, but what can you do about that? Alrighty, go, Drycha. To here and then around to Dreadrock, I suppose. And this looks auto-resolvable, and it certainly is, and we will raise it. Clear the heathland. There we go, waste of a turn, unfortunately, and did we get the plague? We did not. Well, that's nice. You. Stay here, but stay near Drycha just in case you get attacked by something we haven't seen, and we'll have you attack Shattered Stone Bay or take it over for us. Next turn, then you can move up and take Pigbarter and Flayed Rock while you're at it. You have to be able to take care of Krakatoa, so that's where you're going, buddy. I wonder if there's an army there. You know what? Let's go into March Stance. It's a little bit risky in case you get attacked by something, but I'd really love to be able to take it next turn. It's not that bad. There's a little bit of a stack going on there, but it doesn't look so bad. Up you go. And, ooh, we can raise pretty much anything we want for this fight. Well, let's get another Malevolent Drycha and another Wolf. Both of those are too good. And if we need to go next turn, we might raise some more bears and stuff. There is a decent garrison here after all. But it is a field battle, which means they'll still be at a pretty major disadvantage. Just in case they attack us, however, I'm going to get Dark Heart on you. You're at Murder of Spites, yeah? Yeah. And you have the... Oh, what a waste. Gorestore Ghost gives you poison attacks, but so does Murder of Spites. Oh, what a waste. Oh, well. I wish it was like Gorst's poison. Like, he should give you, like, super poison, you know? Not just regular poison. Better poison. Aspect of the Oak for you, please. There we go. Alrighty, and I believe this will destroy the faction, yes? Yes, it will. Unless he takes something in the meantime. We can also take a bunch of these ogre territories and then give them to our allies, so that'll make them a little bit happier with us as well. Lovely. Okay, so Drycha, you're good. Akka, you need to do two things. First of all, we want to build a sacrificial whatever. Only 100 for a gold mining pit. Meh. Yeah, we'll build these sacrificial grounds here in Mount Gunbad, and then we'll head out to the World's Edge Archway next turn. Stay in our own territory. I guess you're going to jump there, so that you can continue healing. Alrighty, looks like Skarsnik will have rebuilt his force by the time you get there, but that's okay. And how are the orcs doing? I can't see them up here anymore. Ooh, I can, however, see some Skaven. Well, we'll deal with them shortly as well. Strasleth, retake Beckhoffen. We'll be giving it to Vlad as well, but retake it for now. And, oh! There's actually a stack there. I didn't realize that. Crushing defeat, you say? Not true. You're lying, game. You are really lying about this. But we'll see about that in a second. Continue siege. I'm gonna give you some extra troops. Oh, we barely can give you any troops. Barely. Let's give you a couple cave bats then. And... let's see, you have Pans, we could give you Dark Heart, you have the Murder of Spites as well. And you have a Throt and you've defeated Throt, which is a pretty great trait for these guys. Too bad you're not a Lore of Life. Lore of Life would be making better use of the Deep Cleaner thing, but I suppose we can still give it up to our allies. Get Dark Heart to power up all those units, and I guess Wild Heart as well, or first level on Flock of Doom. How much mana do you have? 65, okay, so you can certainly cast. I'd like to have Wild Heart, but let's get Flock of Doom for now. Alrighty, you're gonna deal with that in a second, but I think we have a few other things to take care of first. Tala, you were headed north specifically to deal with the rats, which is clearly no longer necessary. Oh wow, Wordpad is tier 4, nice. Well, I guess you're still going up north. We might have to still deal with Clan Ferric. I'm kind of tempted to tell Mr. Rutger von Karstein to kill Fested here. Otherwise, Fested will attack these places. Why not? He'll probably... there's a good chance he'll lose, though. But at least he'll hurt the army so badly that maybe they won't be able to do anything. And honestly, even if they do, it won't matter that much. That cost us allegiance, didn't it? Nah, then again, we still can't build the stuff we want to from them, so it's not like it matters all that much. Now, what? Oh! What do we have here if it isn't a Grom? Huh. We can't reach him, unfortunately. Damn, if we could, would have definitely gone for this. But no, since we can't, we can't. Alrighty, well, Durthu, you are... huh, this little army is outside here. What do we have in terms of garrison here? Oh, it's trash. It's absolute trash. In fact, just so we don't waste time with a very weak and easy battle, what we'll do is we'll move you, Colas, outside, and we'll just auto-resolve this one. We can find better battles than this. I'd like for Durthu to defeat Orion if possible, but we'll have to wait for him to get a stack back up and running. Now, I wonder, are you still beside the tree? Damn, I was actually hoping that that unit would not be beside the tree, because then Grom might go for it, and we might be able to kill Grom. But oh well. And go for tree, please. Let's see, will anybody die to this? Doesn't look like it. Auto-resolve. Ah, Grom's not even gonna try it. We took so little damage there. And seed it. Nice. Scepter of Stability, this will be taken a tier 3, not 4, but we can get it upgraded very quickly, and this is already making us 3,000 gold per turn. Nice. Province secured Talzin. Upkeep is still problematic, but what can you do? We can keep the Glade Garden thing. We'll take out the Hawk Rider thing, though we don't need another one here. Oh, and we have all 3 of these at level 3. Perfect. We just need the defensive buildings to make sure that the place isn't lost. So the Eternal Watchers garrison and the Forest Patrols, as well as Talrenic. Do we actually want to bother with Talrenic? I wish that you would get something for building all of these unique Athaloran buildings, because honestly this one's garbage. At least give us like 5% reduction on flying units or something. Otherwise it just seems like it's a colossal waste of effort and resources and a building space. But what can you do? Let's get that hall here. Good. Now Colas. And we could keep you here. We could send you up north. I'm still a little bit concerned about Paravon. In fact, here's what we'll do. Isalal. Why did we summon you again? Oh, you're disciplined. Yeah, okay. I want you up here. I want you up here to see if there is a stack that's about to attack Paravon. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh, there's another full stack there. Wow, they could absolutely capitalize on the fact that Paravon is undefended right now. And Grom does not like us. We got 7 settlements. He's doing pretty good. If we didn't need Colas here... You know what? I think we move. I think we send Colas back out to Waterfall Palace and back to Paravon just in case. Alright, March stance. I hope that these guys don't immediately... You know what? Don't travel near to where they can get attacked. In fact... Ah, you're already in March stance. Alright, fine. Go here. Hope you don't die, buddy. Maybe I should have kept you in the yoke. You know what? Stay in the yoke, and then you can jump over to Waterfall Palace. I think you might be close enough. In fact, just stay close enough to the yoke, so that you can draw out the garrison if these guys suddenly declare war and attack us. There we go. Playing it a little bit safe, but these places are pretty important, so let's not screw it up. Okay, next up, what do we got? Drycha's good, Ak is good, Tal is good, Durthu is good. Dare Talk. You got at least one more turn, well actually several more turns here, and the ritual is nearly complete. Ah, it's gonna be nice. Alrighty, Strasleith, you are going to attack in a second, once we're done with everything else. And I believe that's about it. Isalal can't move? Okay, well done. Unless there's buildings to build, which I don't think there is. Nope. And, well, I guess we can upgrade the Haunted Forest. Oh, damn. 17k. Ah, but we have the money. Go for it, upgrade that, and then upgrade the Moonstone Clearing. And we can't upgrade you, can we? But that's fine. And I guess we'll be getting this shortly. And we'll need somebody to defend the ritual here. Oh, man, I guess we're gonna have to use Drycha for it, aren't we? Wasn't originally expecting to have Drycha do it, but if we have to, we have to. Double checking if there's anything else that needs to be built, and it's just a special building, which means we could go for the Azray Forge here. We're gonna be replacing those Azray Forges everywhere eventually with the branch ray things, but for now, might as well build them. They're pretty cheap at tier 1, and it's a 4% cost reduction everywhere, so why not? Avalorn, Serpent, blah 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 blah. What is here? Karak Asgaraz. Alright, we were going to replace you with, I think, adjacent provinces. I wonder if that counts the Waterfall Palace or not. It still does need a little bit of growth, but honestly not that much. And it's going to take forever to get to the Wine Nexus anyway. Tier 5. Yeah, so we probably don't care that much about it. I think maybe we then switch you to growth plus 20 all adjacent provinces, growth plus 5 all provinces. Just start building Waystones. And I'm not sure about Grimhold as well. Is this giving growth to Kingsglade? So we get growth from the forest. We get growth from faction. What is faction? I think that's also that's the Oak of Ages, yes. And then characters 20. I take it Durthu gives growth for some reason. What that means is that this isn't actually giving any growth to this. Okay, wait, just to test it. We're gonna delete you, and we're gonna see. So currently our growth is at 235. We'll see if that switches anything, because if not, then we obviously don't need that here, and we just want more universal growth instead. Alrighty, now I guess it's time to attack. We'll do this, I think, regular style. And again, what if there wasn't a better cinematic fight? I mean, we could certainly fight it cinematically. It's not like there's a lot of enemy troops, or a lot of our troops here. Nah, fine. It'll be a minor battle, I suppose, but just to take a look, is there anywhere where we could get a major fight? Well, I guess we could do Dulceth's battle cinematically. There's a bunch of graveyard. Yeah, I think this will be a better battle, actually. Alright, fine, then we'll do that one manually. Unless I'm mistaken. Maybe we'll also be able to catch Grom with Durthu, which would be nice as well. Alright, fine. You are going manual, Strasleith. Let us attack with ya. These things are supposed to be temporary, but honestly, you can keep them for this fight. I just gotta break the tree man through the gate, and then I don't think the clan rats are gonna be able to do anything to him. They don't have a lord, they don't have a hero, they don't have Jezzails, they don't have rattling guns, nothing really that's threatening to Strasleith. Really only the towers, and I assume that these are gonna be the basic towers, so I think it's Skaven's sniper nests, unless I'm mistaken. And they're certainly not a threat. Alrighty, we will deploy over on, let's say, this side. You're gonna Vanguard deploy right here. We're gonna move the Dryads and the Bears to follow you, like so, and together with the Spiders. Group 2, Group 1. The Wolves are gonna stream in once they're ready, and then the Bats are gonna fly in once they're ready. Alright, Group 4, Group 3, start deployment, and attack please, and you guys move right there. Right there. Towers, let's see. I can't actually tell where they're attacking. Huh. Wait, shouldn't they be displaying like a little circle area? Damn. Well, they're not going to be captured much longer because there's nobody up there anymore. Also, you have the ability to deal some decent damage, possibly, like this. Or do we wait until the enemy blobs up a little bit more? Well, actually, 5 units might not be too bad. Yeah, do it for 5 units. Why not? We're gonna get some of that mana back afterwards anyway. There you go, buddy. And use your Wand of Jet, because you're not gonna be needing those cooldowns anymore. Bats, just get back. Since these guys are gonna keep attacking us, these towers, I mean. Alrighty, and we'll be through that gate, I'm sure, reasonably quickly. Now let's send a unit of Dryads and a unit of Bears to help out, and move the Spiders forward so that they don't get attacked. Oh look, a unit of Skaven Slaves. Bats, go kill them. More Bats, get ready to attack other stuff, and let's get the Doggos here as well. Alright, and let's speed it up while that gate gets broken through. And it has been broken through, now we attack. Go, go, go. Hopefully the Dryads actually try to move into the city rather than moving out. No, okay, they're good. Alright, next unit of Dryads, go here, please. And everybody else get ready to move in. Oh, those Skaven Slaves have moved off the walls, so they're not needed here anymore. Spiders, in. Dryads follow. Bears, more of you, please. And more Spiders in there as well. And now we just simply repeatedly overcast our Flock of Doom. And kill everybody. And we're just going to switch to the better view in a second once we've made sure that everybody's actually made their way into the city. Or at least everybody that's likely to fight. Alright, well, there we go. It's always fun watching a bunch of Skaven Slaves or Clan Rats, just massive blobs of Skaven unit get absolutely crushed by the malevolent trees. And the Bears too. Nice to see them mauling things. But yeah, there's something very satisfying about just giant blobs of infantry, and the Skaven do blobs of infantry pretty well, especially when it's the AI doing the Skaven. Also, are you ready for another Overcast Flock of Doom? Well, we are ready for a Flock of Doom, but perhaps not an Overcast variety. Bears, move in, please. All right, Bats, you wanna go kill that unit, or do you wanna go after those towers? Maybe. You know what? Go in. We don't actually care whether the Bats live or die either. And still no Overcast Flock of Doom, huh? Alright, well, we'll give it a few more seconds then. Oh, I guess we could pop the... Oh, I guess it's 12 mana? Fine. Fine, there we go, those guys are in. Batties, let's say one of you go here, and the rest of you kill those Skaven Slave Slingers. Whoa, why are you asleep? Don't be asleep. Head right into the middle of the enemy formation instead. And there we go, that should be a nice Flock of Doom. I wonder how much damage he'll have by the end of this. Also, Group 2. Attack everybody. Oh, damn. Attack everybody. There we go. And debuff the enemy now. And prevent them from running as well. There we go. Well, we can't see anything with the Flock of Doom, but fortunately hit is done, and then you can keep attacking. These clan rats are doing a decent job at keeping us from breaking through, but it certainly isn't looking like it's going to be a valiant defeat, as for sure. How are those clan rats or Skavens? Did you guys kill them to a rat? Huh, I guess they did. Either that or they ran away and I wasn't paying attention. Bats, you can keep killing this tower and then move on to the other tower. And soon we'll be able to cast again as well. You know what, let's not bother waiting for the overcast version, just keep casting it. And wolves, I think you can help out now as well. Very nice, very nice. We're certainly making our way through this gate. Kind of a pseudo-cinematic, I guess, because we don't need to control this, really. And yeah, go out and fight this one-on-one. Potion of Foolhardiness, why not? And bats, go after this. How's this tower looking? Nearly dead, charge it once more, that should kill it. Next tower, please. Is there any other towers that they built? Doesn't look like it. Alrighty, well, back to it. Blob of units, keep chasing those clan rats and Skaven slaves. Let's get another Flock of Doom in the biggest blob that we can affect. And keep smashing everything apart. Interesting that these guys actually took Beckhofen despite the fact that it was basically constantly under threat by us being nearby, rather than just raising it. And then again, I suppose, since we only had a lookout there, it's not like it was worth much. They couldn't sack it for a lot, raising it wouldn't be worth too much to us either. I suppose it doesn't matter that much. Alright, one more regular Flock of Doom, keep spamming it please. And do that, and hey, I thought I told you guys to attack. Oh, they did, they killed the rats. They killed the rats, I mean everybody's killing rats. They killed the Skaven slave slingers. Hey, go after these clan rats and see how well you can kill them. Actually, I'm curious to see. We've been watching everybody do their work, but not so much of the bats, especially in giant piles like this. They have surrounded the enemy, and damn, these guys are already in scurry away. Oh wow, they're dropping real quick. Huh, considering these are not... Well, I guess they do have Dark Heart. I was about to say that they're not upgraded bats, but with the Dark Heart, they do quite a bit more damage, don't they? Oh, nice job, everybody. Alright, Beckhofen is ours once more. We'll take it, we'll try to hold it, we'll see if anybody attacks here. And then, of course, once Tala gets back up here, we'll delete Strasleif. We'll probably keep him around as a temporary lord, but he's not needed right now. And then we'll send Tala north to deal with the Skaven instead. Alright, come on now. Hey, 69 losses, nice. There we go, not a lot of money, but that's not surprising. We don't need to clear the Heathland because this health is maxed out. Hey, we got a Banner of Eternal Flame. A nice pickup. A very nice pickup. Dirth already has one, unless I'm mistaken, so we don't need another. And I think you can try to hold without recruiting anything, or at least I hope you can. Let's go for pottery for now. Mostly because the growth here isn't all that useful anymore. I don't really care so much about the wine nexus. We'll just allow it to get there by itself. All of this is going to go to Vlad, but I am kind of tempted to just swap all of these things out. I guess once we finish building stuff, which we actually have as well, I suppose we could get the forest patrols, but it doesn't really do much for us. Minus the Undercity discovery rate, I guess, but it's already 40 to 50. Meh. I think we just replace all of these things. I'll think about it. Alrighty, anybody else need to do anything? Isalal, Daretalk, I think we checked everybody, so unless there's diplomacy to do, we'll end it and go to next turn, or we'll end the turn rather and go to next. Yeah, looks good to me. Okie dokie then, we'll see what those rats do, and I'm very curious to see where Grommy will go. We could also tell him to get the heck out, but honestly, I'd like him to try to go after Dehen here. That'd be quite nice. Alrighty, ooh, wait, one other thing. What do we have here? Tough, Cunning, and Ariel's Chosen. Cunning might not be so bad on a Glade Captain. And what do we have for Waystalkers? Weapon Master, another Ariel's Chosen. It's always Ariel's Chosen. And another Confident. Don't particularly like either of those, but maybe another, Damn, tough or cunning? Tough would be useful if we send you into melee. Because you're on a, well, especially if you're on a flying mount, an eagle, the extra armor and melee defense would be really great. The cunning would be good as well. Both for the ambush, but also because there'll be all types of poison attacks everywhere. I want to say cunning. What do you have? You have Talon of Kurnos, alright, so you're better off in range. Nah, screw it, let's go cunning. Poison for you, and then you can stay there, and there we go, that's our third Glade Captain. Nice. And they're gonna be in various armies. Ooh, and Dirthu's gonna get his replacement units soon. Anyway, let's end the turn. Let's hope for Grom to stay here. I'd love for Dirthu to fight him. Don't run, buddy. Heck, you could declare war on Val's Anvil or Crags. Don't be afraid. Come on. Alright, Grom, where are you going? I could not tell where he went, but I'm willing to bet that he went back away. Oh well. I guess while we're not at war with him, we have the time to attack the Crags and the Val's Anvil. Alrighty, Supervisor for Tala, so more... What the heck are you doing? Oh, the ritual is complete. Camera was being odd. And there we go. Alright. Ally attacks army, Clan Ferric... Oh, who won that? Did the Skaven Slaves win, or did the... Oh, it looks like the zombies defeated the Skaven Slaves. Very nice. Very, very nice. And hello. What do we have here? Another full stack. Alright, that might actually take effort to defeat. Someone receives Plague Scrap Towers. Jungles of Qian. Not only have the deep roots been cleared, but we got the abundant growth, we got the amber, we got the treasury, and... we have... well, we don't have the building yet, but we will in 2 turns only. Okay, so first of all, wait, wrong place. You, we need that building. 30% cost reduction. Gonna cost 5k. You're gonna wait until it's up. But if you find any more manticores, I'd love for you to build one. Alright. Stay there. Now we have a new amber, and I think it's finally time to go for the Wisdom of the Wildwood. We are using a lot of these units, and if we want an aerial army, the Great Hawks and the Manticores are really going to need their 20% physical resistance. It's not that we really need this, because we're clearly winning battles without it, and we could do something instead like the extra growth from the Wisdom of the Poplar, which probably would be the thing I'd want to get next. I also like the missile resistance and the stock attribute, as well as the death blow thing, but yeah, we gotta go Wisdom of the Wildwood. I feel like most people would get this first thing, but once again, I feel like it's not really needed to win battles early in the game, because you have access to some really good units. Alright, there we go. Now, you got some decent stuff now. Alright. Looks like Dulcet will actually have to fight for the victory there. Then I want Isilal to move into Shattered Stone Bay and colonize it, like so. Then I want Drycha. Ah, damn, you took Ruin's End. I wanted to sack that potentially for a massive amount of cash, but that's okay. We'll go for Dreadrock next, I guess. Alright, Drycha, sail out. This is contested sea, and you're gonna suffer... Oh, you started suffering attrition over the turn, damn. It probably won't matter. You won't suffer attrition in the sea. Right? Right? Yeah, okay, you're fine. And you're not so damaged that it's gonna be bad. And Isilal, you can stay here for now, but you're gonna swap out places. The reason I wanted to get Ruin's End was potentially to get the harbor. And also, non-aggression pact with you. How much is it worth to you? Oh, that's a little bit much. What if we declare war on Clan Moors? Look, we're gonna be fighting Clan Moors anyway. They will always hate us, so that's fine. We'll do that. Oh, if we can keep a nice alliance with Imric, we'll at least have one of the Elven factions friendly with us. Hopefully permanently. I don't think Imric cares if you start fighting with Eataine and Avalorn, which is one of the good things about him. Also, he has the best color scheme of all the elves. And one of the top tier color schemes in the entire game, in my opinion. As I've mentioned before, I think. Anyway, Akka, to the World's Edge Archway you go, although I'm tempted to say... we might want to fight this one manually. Then again, it's not that bad. You're gonna get hurt and you're gonna suffer attrition. This is the problem here. Would Skarsnik be able to attack us immediately? He could move to the high place, but honestly, even if you get hurt, I'm sure you'll be fine. Just auto-resolve it, screw it. Yeah. And raise the place for another 14k. Oh, nice. Man, Akka has given us so much money throughout the campaign, it's pretty insane. And I guess you're gonna try to claim it? Yeah, try to claim it, and the high place. We gotta give it all to Vlad anyway. Although, keeping these as ruins will probably mean that the Darklands orcs won't try to come up here. Certainly another option. Anyway, Tala, you... Let me just think about this here. I'm actually tempted to stop at the Griffin Wood and replace some of your stuff. You could replace the giant spiders with more dryads. Or wait, we could just steal the dryads from Straslev. Because this is our dryad army, so I don't want to do non-dryads too heavily. And do we keep the single manticore in this army? It's probably not necessary. You have Darkheart, do you? Yeah, so we should probably keep 4 wolves at least. Maybe 2 wolves and 2 bears. Or maybe 3 bears and 2 wolves. I just think we need more dryads. I certainly miss the poison. Or maybe we just keep it as it is. For now. What's the upkeep? 99 on a unit of dryads, 244 on a manticore, damn. Yeah, the dryads are so cheap like this. And honestly, 218 for a unit of treekin, where we'd have to pay... Huh. The bears are actually more expensive than the treekin, eh? Well, they do deal more damage, I suppose. Ah, you know what? Stay here. Stay here and move to Beckhoffen. You... Do we send you to Vitevo or do we delete you? You know what? Go to Vitevo for now. I think. Or do we just delete you? We can also send you southward to take some stuff and give it to Vlad, like Talabai. Vlad doesn't seem to be actually moving to occupy Talabai. You know what? No. So here's what I'm thinking. The problem is that the AI is really bad at occupying stuff. It's a lot easier to just take it yourself and then give it to the AI. Then the problem, though, is that we need our allegiance with them. Actually, speaking of allegiance, Burning Wind Nomads, you have an ally mission. Kill Vermich or kill Glutroar. I'm 99% sure we will be killing Glutroar, so... Glutroar? It's probably Glutroar. Or maybe it is Glut, I don't know. Yeah, you know what, I think we gotta let Straslev go, for now. He's not really serving too much purpose here. And he's costing us cash. Away you go, buddy. We'll probably get you back at some point. Especially considering you've leveled, but right now you are not worth the cash we're paying for you. Let's do that. Ah, there we go. Now we're at minus 4k per turn. That is so much more manageable. Okay, Tala to Beckhoffen, and then to Kislev, Savastra, etc. We'll be giving these up to our friends. Looks like Erengrad is still in the hands of the Great Orthodoxy, which is good. Because potentially we can give them Kislev and Prague and stuff, especially if they're willing to go for a non-aggression pact. Now, we are quickly running out of time this episode. I don't see Grom. Also, how are we for Crags of Findal? It is a tier 4 now, so we can attack it if we wanted to. Volzanvil's probably going to take a while as well. Are you at war with anybody? No. So we have to basically attack them, and then that'll mean attacking them both, which will be interesting. I think Waterfall Palace should be able to defend itself against a single stack. We could keep the Colas stack at the Oak. Well, you know what? We'll figure that out next turn, or next episode, because right now, we have a cinematic battle to fight, which is gonna be you, Dalsith. You're gonna fight and we're gonna give you some temporary items. In fact, we're gonna give you the temporary items that we just took away from our ally. Banner of the Eternal Flame, let's give you the Volzanvil Smith. Let's give you... Forest Spirit, where are you? Forest Spirit, good. And we got 2 more spaces, so we can give you... Do you need an Elder Scout? You know what? Take the Elder Scout. You're gonna go after the Ogres as well. And let's give you a War Banner. Nice, and then temporary items are going to be the Tormentor's Sword, the Helm of Discord, Nice that we have 3. Not giving you a potion of healing because I don't want you to lose it. No offense. Not willing to risk that item. And Book of Assure. Maybe a Trickster Shard. Enchanted item and talisman. We could give you a very basic talisman. Where was that Opal Amulet? Oh, okay, fine. Have a talisman of protection instead. And then lastly, an enchanted item for the fight. Terrifying Mask of V, not necessary. Now, you could also have the Potion of Speed. We just gave them all the same items that the other guy had. Let's attack Eric Krakatoa unless we want to swap out some of these units. What are we facing off against here? Oh, we can't see. That's the problem. You know, I'm kind of tempted to get a couple more bears here just in case, especially since we fixed up our situation. Let's do you 2 out. You 2 into 1 unit. You out. 1 spider, 2 bears. We might need the bears for fighting the ogres as well, since we're going to send them up there, so the extra anti-large would not go amiss. And I think that's good enough. At least it should be. Away you go, buddy. And Valiant defeat according to this. Oh, wow, they have a Terrorgeist, a Black Coach, some Blood Knights. Oh, wow. Huh. I wonder if we can win this. Okay, I may have slightly underestimated what the enemy would be building here, and... well, now we're going to have to try anyway. Let's get you that Banner of Eternal Flame. Standard of Discipline gonna go on the 2 units of Hawks, I think, because they're the most likely to get hurt. And yeah, should be interesting. Let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see what we can do. They've got some way more elite units than we do between the Terrorgeist, the Vargulf, Crypt Horrors, and a Black Coach, plus some assortment of other stuff in there that we'll have to deal with, and I do believe they outnumber us on top of all that, so it should be pretty interesting. Now, in terms of setting this up, we have separated our force into essentially 3. First of all, the main force led by Dulceth has all of our units of the Malevolent Dryads, a couple of units of spiders to provide poison, and a couple of units of bears. They're all going to sit in the trees here, and we're going to hope to draw the main enemy force to be fighting them while they hold on to where they feel like they have an advantage. Obviously, our air force is separate, the 4 units of cave bats and the hawk, or great hawks, or rather, flying around. I was hoping to drop them in on the Blood Knights or the Black Knights or something and then move our other fast movers in, but unfortunately it looks like the enemy is kind of moving around and their infantry is a little bit too close. If the Great Hawks get stuck, they'll just plain die. So we have our third set of our forces, which is all 4 of our units of Giant Wolves, plus the 2 units of Feral Bears, in the hopes that we can catch the Blood Knights out by themselves, or maybe something like the Terrorgeist, or anything. It's also pretty important that we try to catch the enemy Necromancer here. On the bright side, he is on foot, so he can't really get away if he's unprotected. I believe a unit of wolves should be able to bring him down pretty quickly. Also, this is a lovely looking sky there. Very nice. Distracted by the map here. I feel like I've gotten distracted on this map before, but I love the sun behind the clouds with the, like, ruins in the background. Very, very nice, especially to be fighting undead. Anyway, our main force is still hiding in the center here. Well, maybe not hiding, because the enemy know where we are, but waiting for the enemy to come in, and it looks like they are finally moving to where they need to be. The Black Coach is heading around us for some reason. We're going to send Dulceth to try to knock it around. It may be pretty much unkillable against a unit of Dryads, but I'm sure that a Malevolent Tree Man, an ancient Malevolent Tree Man, should be able to knock it down. Especially if it stays and tries to fight him, which it doesn't seem to want to do. And it moved back in. A bad idea, buddy. It is now dropped by about, let's say, a third of its HP, and its leadership is dropping quickly. The enemy does have its Terrorgeist, though, and it is going to breathe on our spiders and dryads, but that's frankly kind of a waste, and there's not enough damage from that breath to be worth our time. It looks like the enemy has moved in a large pile of infantry and other stuff, and we are going to start casting our Flocks of Doom upon those blobs, though there are plenty more infantry where that came from. Dalsith is still going to be chasing around that black coach, though, and it is looking like it wants to hit the back of our battle line, which is just fine, because this allows Dalsith to hit it in the back while spiders and bears surround it, and hopefully between them together they can destroy it. And it is down to half HP already, and the Terrorgeist obliges and drops down here as well, so the bears can start focusing on it with their anti-large as well. Alrighty, these are 2 of the 3 enemy big single entity units, and if we can knock them out, and then the Vargulf, the enemy will be a lot weaker. We've also moved our wolves and our bears out of the trees. We're going to send the bears in to help against the knights and against these single entities, while the flyers try to maybe surround and kill the enemy lord. I'm not entirely sure whether the hawks would be very effective at it, but we can always try. On these field battles, it always seems like the hawks don't provide too much value. I mean, they do provide value in sieges, but here, they're just too fragile on the field, especially against an enemy that doesn't have artillery and doesn't have ranged units for them to drop down on. Alrighty, well, it looks like this little copse of trees, rather, is filled with enemy infantry, but on the bright side, we are winning in the background. The black coach goes down, and now it's time for the Terrorgeist to fall. The Terrorgeist is already at half HP. The bears surrounding it. It's poisoned by spiders, and I don't think it can run either. Dalsith is also going to start smacking it around, and it looks like it's crumbling, and it's down to a quarter of its HP, so we should at least have that. All the while, he's going to continue casting those Flocks of Doom on the piles of enemy units who are absolutely allowing us to fight where we want to fight in these trees. We've also managed to hit some of these Black Knights with our bears, and the Black Knights are nearly dead, though unfortunately it looks like the Blood Knights are going to be able to get out. Fortunately, though, we still have a lot of units in the back line here, all of our giant wolves, ready to potentially attack the Black Knights or anything else they can find. The Hawks are going to drop down on the skeleton spears and the zombies here, but mostly are trying to get after that Necromancer. If he dies, that means no more heals and no more a lot of other stuff. We're going to drop our bats briefly on the enemy Blood Knights just to distract them and force them to attack the bats, so that the wolves can then start knocking them down, and they really do so pretty darn quickly. The charge of the wolves knocks like 6 or 7, or actually it's a lot more already, of the Blood Knights out, and that's another elite unit that is looking like it'll be dead. Alrighty, well done to the bats, and the wolves. Blood Knights look like they're out of the picture, and these Black Knights that got destroyed by the bears are out as well. The Necromancer is still alive, but we are now sort of going to switch the Hawks, who got really badly damaged fighting the skeleton spears and zombies and Necromancer. I don't know how they got so badly beat up just fighting skeleton spears. I get that they're anti-large, but there's still a basic, very basic unit with 14 melee attack. I guess the Gorst's zombies, I mean, I know this isn't Gorst, but Gorst's faction zombies might be doing some damage. Well, that's okay. We have wolves to do their work for us, so once they're done with these zombies, they will go on and attack that Necromancer, and hopefully they can surround and kill him. Here they come. In larger numbers than we had already, mind you. I just gotta try to keep the Hawks alive. Well, looks like a cast coming in from the enemy Necro, but considering he doesn't have a corpse cart and he's not near the rest of his army, he's in pretty bad shape. Oh, the bats look really nice against that sky as well. And let's see what we're looking at. Necro is still at full HP, but it looks like the zombies and the skellies are out, and that means the Necro will be unprotected shortly. The main fight is still going, as we can plainly see, though now the Terrorgeist has dropped. There's just so damn many zombies and skeletons to still work through here, but they're having quite a difficult time breaking through our bears and our Lord. Plus, the longer this lasts, the more Flocks of Doom we'll be able to cast on the enemy, and the more damage we'll be able to do via that nature. In fact, just out of curiosity, What are we at here? 67 kills, but over 40,000 damage already. So yeah, it's still working. And there we go. Looks like the wolves have finally found the enemy Necro, have surrounded him while the bats are getting away. And I do imagine he'll be dropping extremely quickly with that number of wolves biting him at the same time. And down he goes, completely surrounded, and the wolves are good. That's the main enemy threat. I believe that's left on the field. I think the Wargrove is still in here, but that's the caster, plus, obviously, that's the morale shock to a lot of enemies. And we're still looking pretty okay. One of the malevolent units of Dryads is badly damaged, but the bears are all more or less at half HP or above, and now we have all of these wolves and bats that can start hitting the enemy in the back line once they're done with this other unit of Graveguard here. And there we go, down go the Graveguard and onward into the enemy's back line that's now unprotected. And now it's just a matter of trying to outdamage the foe. And there we go, as soon as these guys get charged, they start crumbling away, and I do believe that the battle is nearly over. The same thing I think is happening over on this side, where our bats and further wolves have charged in. Kind of hard to see what the heck is going on in the press there, because, well, it's a wooded area fight. But a very pretty one, I gotta say. It's a very nice map. I usually don't like fighting in wooded areas, but we can see quite a lot of what's going on here because of the light coming through. And good job to Dalseth. You did a great job killing that black coach, going after all that other stuff. And all those cast the Flocks of Doom. Considering it was just a temporary lord we randomly summoned to deal with this, I think he's been doing pretty damn decently. And there we go with that. The enemy army collapses, and the rest of the units are gone. The Wargrove will be the last on the field, and then go down to Dalseth. Beautiful. Alright. Let's see, it's a Pyrrhic victory, granted, but there's no threat nearby, and we will heal up, and more importantly, this is the end of this faction. Alrighty, well, we certainly had to work for it, but I think that went pretty darn well. The Hawks were, frankly, pretty disappointing, but they are generally kind of disappointing and don't compare to either the Wolves or the Bears in terms of effectiveness. I was pleasantly surprised with the Bats as well, and I'm now thinking that maybe we should have been using them a little bit more considering their relative cheapness, considering that they do pretty okay, at least in terms of surrounding stuff. And I guess we saw the same thing when we attacked the Skaven there as well. Anyway, we got 3k as a reward for that. We're going to raise the place for another 13, and that should be the end of the Caravan of Blue Roses. There we are. Beautiful. And we can also take care of Krakatoa for ourselves since you didn't seem to move away. Alright, well, we're gonna take that then. We're gonna grab the Great Hall of Greasus and Grimtop and give it to our allies. We may even advance a little bit northward here, otherwise the ogres are probably gonna come down. I think if we can get enough of our allies holding these territories, and then we can freely just go down here and not worry about it. Well, we shall see if that actually works out. Anyway, unfortunately with that, we are once more out of time, and I'm gonna call it here. Next time, Drycha will attack the Dread Rock and have a nice little battle taking that out, and probably sack it for a very nice amount of money. There's a very solid chance that we will be fighting Skarsnik here as well, plus Durthu will most likely be attacking the Crag Halls of Findal and getting us another tree, so that's another 3k from that. Once we have all the trees, then we will be able to push outward and try to attack the remnants of the Bretonnian factions, and probably, I think it's only a matter of time before Clan Angren declares war on us. They're not at, they're not actually at war with, well actually they are at war with a decent amount of factions, but they're not doing so bad. 7 settlements, fairly decent strength rank, and they hate us. So yeah, I also imagine that Orion will try to come back and reclaim our territory. I think he's here at Xerix. Nope, the Bloody Hands are at Xerix. So what the heck is Orion? Maybe he's here at Montenas? Chaos Divided Corruption is dropping, and I can't tell who's there. Well, I suppose we'll see, but we'll have to find out next time, so stay tuned for more trees. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.